Well, I'm Christian Alhert. Most people who know me in the internet world probably know me because I'm doing an event called Minibar. But today, Craig is the first one who actually gets me on camera to talk about Yumshare. Yumshare is a web platform that makes food buying in clubs a lot more easy and a lot more convenient. This is actually something that people have done for decades. They club together in a small club and they go directly to wholesalers and suppliers and buy relatively big quantities of food directly from them and save, depending on what items they buy, in between 30 to 50% against the retail price. And the reason we started Yumshare was really because me and my co-founder and also my wife, we all really like good food. And since we live in London, we would go to perhaps Borough Market, which is probably London's biggest, mostly delicatessen food market. And it's just incredibly expensive. It's really nice to go there and you get a really, really good product, but they're just really expensive. And the same goes for the nice deli stores and organic stores. And well, so we kind of looked around, what could we do? Is there a way we can get good food for a better price? And my co-founder said, well, why not look at buying from wholesalers? So we started our own food club, which was actually more difficult to start than I thought. Because first of all, we had to find the right wholesalers. And secondly, you feel a bit dodgy when you call them up and say, yes, I'm Christian, can I buy from you and can you send me the wholesale catalog? Because I'm not a retailer, I'm not a supermarket. So this step alone is a bit, for many people, a bit difficult because they just don't know that they can do it. And back then I would say, yeah, we are a food club, and I always expected that they would say, no, we can't send you the wholesale catalogs, that's only for retailers. But they do. So we got the catalog from a company called Suma, and one of the biggest wholesalers in the UK for organic food, or whole foods as they call it, because not everything is organic, strictly speaking. And they sent us a catalog, and it's 7,000 products line by line, so it's very inconvenient to deal with this. Well, anyhow, we spent hours and hours going through the catalog and thought, how can we get our friends to join us? Because you need to buy certain items in bulk, meaning you don't buy a bottle of olive oil, you buy 6 bottles of olive oil. So we did the first order, and that's where my wife nearly killed me, because we ordered half a ton of food from Suma, including 25 kilos of salt. Anyhow, so we did this, and we even designed some boxes which we would distribute to our friends, but then our friends would say, oh, there's one item in the box that I don't like, I don't want the box. Because people are very peculiar about what they want to eat and what they don't eat. They're most peculiar about what they actually don't eat. That's what we figured out. Well, then over a time we had like 20 people in our food club. We would send out an email to our friends, and then mostly they wouldn't really reply, nor would they actually pay in advance, nor would they... and it was just a lot of work for us. So, well, but since we really like interested in the web and what it can do to make collaboration easier, we thought, surely there must be a way we can build a web platform to make that easier. And this is where we have built Yumshare. So what is Yumshare? On Yumshare you can very easily create a food club or find food clubs in your area. So the way you start is you go to the website, you say where you live. Birmingham, London, wherever. Right now obviously there won't be many food clubs in the system, but we have made it very easy for you to start one. Then the next step would be you start a shopping list. We thought a shopping list is the most natural way to get started. So you go through the catalogs. We have a number of different catalogs from different suppliers. Right now there are organic wholesalers, but there are also specialty suppliers, for example, for Spanish fruit. And you go through their catalogs and add them to what we called a club shopping list. You add all the products, and then in real time it updates your individual shopping list. And that makes the splitting of bulk quantities a lot easier. And then our system shows you all the time what the savings are against the recommended retail price. But Yumshare is not only about wholesalers. The food market in the UK is actually highly fragmented. So you do have lots of individual suppliers that only deliver in your region. Or you have actually local producers that only deliver locally. So we're not actually trying to change something completely. We're trying to make something that exists already more convenient, but admittedly we're trying to disrupt the existing food supply chain by bypassing the retailers. Yes, Yumshare makes money, and that is because we charge a small fluctuating transaction fee for the service, but you always see the real savings, and we haven't built anything that resembles, for example, the annoying checkout process on something like Ryanair, where you get like added fees all the time afterwards.
Can you talk us through how you built the site? Because I found that very interesting.
Yeah. Well, as part of my work, I also am one of the co-founders of Social Innovation Camp, which is an event where people come together for a weekend with a good social idea, and they meet lots of people with the right skills, i.e. developers and designers and so forth. And this works actually amazingly well in rapidly prototyping a web platform or web app. And through this process I met quite a number of actually highly talented programmers. I'm not a programmer myself, I just work a lot with programmers. And so we had this idea in our heads, we had a couple of specs written, and I asked a few of those programmers to come along for a weekend to the countryside. Rented a cottage on a bio farm, and we organized the whole trip. So it was kind of an away weekend, but in a fun setting, and we got local supplies from the farmer, and it was 8 of us, so went on train, spent 4 days, and actually it was amazingly intense. The amount of work you get done if people have fun, and I just don't want to stop. We had planned we go to the pub in the evenings, whatever, we just didn't go out. Yeah, we had some beers in the evening, but we kept on working on Yumshare and got in 4 days as much done as you probably otherwise would do in 4 months or so. And that's the way it got started. We did the branding. If you go to the website, you will see lots of beans. The bean is our kind of leading character on the site. Yeah, and that's the way it all got started. And that was last year in May, and now we are ready to beta test. And we have the first clubs on the site who actually start ordering with us. And yeah, and we'll slowly develop the site more and slowly spread the word more. And Craig is the first one who shows you about it. So bear with us. You can go to the site, you can register, and then as we slowly grow, we will open it up more so more people can build food clubs.